Graceman Knowledge or GMK. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where you are taught all you need to know about accounting, finance, and lots more. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
So in this episode, we continue with IAS 2. But in this episode, we'll be looking at valuation. Recall that in the last episode, we mentioned the concern of IAS 2. And just a little recap, we said that IAS 2 is inventory. And inventory is valued at less of cost and net realizable value. And I did take time to explain the rationale behind using less of cost and net realizable value. I will buttress this with about 2 examples. But in this episode, we're going to the valuation with respect to FIFO and weighted average cost. Looking at that, those are the two methods approved by the standard in order to what? To compute the cost of goods and also to value inventory, cost of inventory. So we go straight into the question we have here. We have the dates. This is the purchase, which can also be receipts. This is the sale, which can also be issued. So February 1, 200 units, we have it in that order. We are required using FIFO and WAC method of pricing, cost the material issued as well as the material at hand on the 25th of June. So two things we are asked to do here. We are asked to cost the material that was issued, that was sold, material issued. We are also asked to calculate the what? The inventory. That simply means, looking at this were the receipts. If you are to add it together, 600, 1,000 to 1,006, 2,100. These were the receipts. Why these are the issue? 1,100, 1,500. That simply means, in terms of quantity, at the end on the 25th, that means the closing inventory in units should be what? 600 units. But more importantly, we are more interested in the cost or in the value of this 600 units of inventory using what? First out method and what? And weighted average cost. So we go straight into the solution, but have at the back of your mind that we know that the purchase or the receipt here, we have 2,100 units. While for the issue of sales there, we have what? 1,500 units. For both methods, we will have 600 units as the closing stock. But when it comes to the costs, we have different value. Why? Because while issuing under FIFO, we exhaust the receipt price or cost for the first before moving to the latest. But for weighted average, we add the cost of what? Of the balance as at the time of issue to get the price, and that's why we call it what? Weighted average. So we go straight into the what? Into the solution. In solving this using FIFO, FIFO is first in, first out. FIFO. We then have the date. After the date, we have the receipt. Under the receipt, we have our quantity. We have the unit price in naira. We also have the what? We also have the value also in what? In naira. That's for our receipt. We also have our issue. For our issue, we have the same approach. Our quantity, we have our unit price as we have it what? In naira, and we have our value also what? In naira. The value here is saying that what? That is the multiplication of our quantity with what? Our balance. Under our balance, we have the same. We have the what? We have the quantity per balance. We have our what? Our unit price, and we also have our what? Our value. Recall, as mentioned, the currency we are using here is what? Is naira. Now we go into the solution proper. Recall that we are using first in first out, and first in first out is saying that we are going to issue at the price of the first quantity that came into the store before going to the what? To the latest. So not until we have exhausted the quantity of the stock we received first, we will not go to the what? To the latest stock that was what? That was. So we go straight to the question. February 1st, we received 200 units. So February 1st, 200 units was what? Was received. At what price? We don't know the price, but we know the value. At 720,000. To get the unit price, what do? We divide 720,000 by what? By 200. That is what the unit price of what? 3,600. Now that we have received this will have effect on our balance. So what do? We go straight to our balance. Our balance as at after receiving this is what? 200. Still the unit price of what? Still at this unit price, and what? We have 720,000. So we go ahead to what? March 1st, right? So between February 1st and March 1st, there was no issue. So we go straight to what? To March 1st. March 1, we received 400 units at what? At 1.520 million. What is our unit price? Our unit price is what? 3,800 naira. So we take this to our balance. We had this in the stock before. We have received this. What do? Our balance in quantity will increase. Why? Because we're adding 200 to 400. We have what? 600. Now, it will also affect our balance in value. We had 720,000 before. Now that we have received 1,520,000 more, we add that together, and that will give us what? 2,240,000 naira. Now, before the next receipt, which was on the 5th of April, right? There was an issue, and the issue was what? On the what? On the 10th of March. So March, remember that we are using first in what? First out. So on the 10th of March, we issued 500 units of what? Of the material. 500 units. The next question is, at what price are we going to what? To value this 500 units? And remember that we are using what? First in, first out. So issue March was 10. We issued 500 units, right? Now, the first material we received was 200 what? Units. At how much? 3,600, right? Which was equal to what? 720,000. So we have 200 there. It is not up to the what? The material we want to issue. So what do? And we have 400 as the next receipt. That means that the remaining balance, and how do you know our balance? Our balance here will be what? 500 minus 200, which is what? 300. That means that this 300 will be taken from this 400 and at the what? At 3,800 price. So 300 at what? 3,800. So we need to what? Multiply that, and that will give us what? 1,140,000. So summing these two will give us 1,860,000 naira. This is what we will have as the what? As the issue point. Why? First in, first out. We were to issue 500 units using the first quantity we received. It wasn't up to the 500 we want to issue. So what do? We take the remaining what? 300 from the next available unit, or the unit that was received after that is in the order first in, first out. So this will be valued at what? At 1,860,000. Remember that it will have effect on our balance. We had the balance of 600 units. We have issued 500 units. What do? 600 and 500. We have this one as 100 units. Now subtracting 2.240 million from what? From 1,860,000. We have the balance of what? We have the balance of 380,000. 4,000 naira as our balance after issuing this. So what do? We go to our question again and we check. We received 600 units of same material on the what? On the 5th of what? April. We received 600 units at 2.4 million. Looking at this, the unit price will be what? 4,000 naira, right? And this again will have impact. Note that both receipts and issue will always have impact on our what? On our balance, because the balance is what? Is a running balance. So now this is an addition. What do? We add it to what? To our balance. 600 plus 700 will give us what? 700. What do? Again? We add this 380 plus what we have here, and that will give us what? 2,780,000 naira. So we go ahead again. Now, between year and year, there was no issue. The next issue was on the 19th of May. So that means on the 10th of May, we have another receipt. So May 10, another receipt of what? Of 400 units at what? At 1.4 million. Right? At 1.4 million. What's the unit price of that? The unit price of that is 3,500 naira. That will cost, because this is an addition, it will be added to what? To our previous balance. 700 plus 1,400 will increase our balance to what? 1,100 units. And this would also impact our what? Our balance in value. Adding this to this will give us what? 4,180,000. So we go to our question again. So between this and this, between May 10 and June 8, there was an issue. And what was the issue? 600 units was what? Was issued on the what? On the 19th of May. Issued. 600 units was issued. Right? Now we go back. Remember that as at this now, as at the last issue, we still add 100 units remaining under this batch. So that means that before we, the first price to issue, right, to issue this 600 units is to first of all exhaust the 100 units we have remaining here. So we have another issue on the what? On the May 19, 600 units. We need to exhaust the remaining 100 units we have. So what do? We have our 100 units at what? 3,800. So 600 minus 100, that means we have 500 units remaining to what? Remaining to issue. So where do we take that from? So our next receipt is what? Is 600 units. That means the remaining 500 units to make the 600 order will be taken from this for 600 units at the receipt price. So that means that what? Let me add this. What about what? 500 units to make the what? 600 at what? At 4,000 naira. So if this was, this gave us 2.4, excuse me, that means this will give us what? 2 million naira. That will now give us what? 2,380,000 naira. That now means that this 600 units will be issued at the value of what? 2,380,000 naira. Remember, those times we received, it impacted our balance positively. Now that we have issued, it will impact it what? Negative. So what do? We need to subtract it from our balance. 1,100 units minus what? 600 units. That will give us what? 500 units. So what do? Again? We subtract 4.1 million from what? From 2.380 million. That will give us what? That will give us 1,800,000 naira. So we go back to our question to see again on the June 8th, we received 500 unit inventory. June 8th. The unit of this should be what? 2,800. Because this is an addition, this is receipt. It will also impact our balance positively. 500 balance plus 500 unit balance will give us what? 1,000 unit balance. 1.8 million plus what 1.4 million will give us what 3.2 million. That means that what our balance has also increased the what in value and in quantity. Now the next issue was on the what on the 25th of June. We issue what 400 units. We issue 400 what units, right? Remember that the last issue of 600, we still have 100 units remaining here. So because we have 100 units remaining there, that will be the first batch we issue from. So we go June 25. We want to issue what 400 units. We have 100 units remaining there at what at 4,000. That will give us what 400,000 naira. We have a balance of what 300 units to balance this issue. And what's the next? The next is what 400 units. So that means we take our what? We take our 300 unit balance from this 400 units. So that will now mean that what? This 300 unit will be valued at 3,500. Then 3,500 naira will give us what? 1,050,000 naira. That will now give us 1,450,000 naira. So that is what our issue of 400 units will be valued at 1,450,000 naira. Again, as I said earlier, while receipt increases our balance, issue what reduces our balance. So we have our 1,000 units, 400 has been issued. The balance will be what 600 units. What's the value? 3.2 million minus 1,450,000. That will give us what 1,750,000. So in value, this is our what our balance. In quantity, this is our what this is our balance. If I'm to break this balance down, I can as well go ahead to say that from these 400 units, I've taken 200 units. That means I have what 100 units remaining. So the computation, my balance breakdown is what from this 100 units, I have 100 units remaining at what at 3,500. I'm not taking from this at all. I have my 500 units at what 2,000 what 800, right? So 100 times 3,500 will give me what 350,000 naira. 500 units times what 2.8 million will give me what 1,400,000. If I add it together, I have what 1,750,000 naira, which is the same thing as the value I have here. So the question we're asking us to prepare the income statement. Okay, so I have my what income statement. I have my revenue. My revenue here is what is the total value of this to the nearest thousand. So I have 2,500 plus what 2,700 plus what 1,500. 2.5 plus will give us 5.2. 5.2 plus will give us 6.7. The next thing what is to less our what our cost of goods sold. To arrive at our cost of goods sold, we need to what? We need to have our what opening stock. In this case, we don't have opening stock. We do what? We add purchases. Do we have purchases in this case? Yes, we have purchases. What is our purchases? Our purchases will be what? The total of this, because these are the receipts in the period. What's the value of our purchases? We add this plus this, add this, and what? And we add this. We have 7,440,000 naira. Our purchases is what? 7,440 naira. That will give us what? 7,440 naira. What's the next thing? The next thing to do is to less our what? So this gives us our what? Cost of goods available for sale. Then we less our what? Our closing stock. And the value of our closing stock is what? 1,750,000 naira. And that will give us what? Our closing stock that we are solving for. and we have 5,690, and we have our gross profit to be what? No. We have our gross profit to be what? 1,010 naira, and this is what our gross profit. We have our revenue, which was gotten from the value of the sales. We have our purchases, which was gotten from the value of the receipt. We have our closing inventory. So we less our closing inventory. After that, we have this, and this is our what? Our gross profit. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.